So why do you need to, the number 2 question that we are going to be talking about is, why do you need to focus on your child's detoxification system? Okay, so there are certain types of toxins that your child's body creates or is exposed to. Okay, number 1 is the neurotoxins, the toxins that affects or created or is around the brain, nervous system. Okay, that's neurotoxin. Number 2 is gut toxin. So let's say if your child is not digesting food properly or is exposed to formalin, chemicals and pesticides through food, then that is affecting the gut toxin. Number 3 is post-digestive toxin or post-digestion toxin. So what that is let's say casomorphin. Your child is getting milk and your child is not digesting milk properly, then your child's body will produce casomorphin. Then let's say gluten. If your child is eating wheat-based product, then the child's body will be producing gluteomorphin. So those are post-digestive toxins. The other toxin that a child's body has is the stored toxin, which means, let's say your child is 4 years old, okay? So for the last 4 years, whatever he has been eating has accumulated and a lot of the other stuff is actually stored. And it's not just for your child. Your body is also affected likewise. Your body, your other children's body, everybody's body is affected through this way. The difference between a neurotypical and a neurodiverse is this. The neurodiverse body and brain is not equipped properly to let go of those toxins. So which is why you need to learn how to eliminate those toxins safely and effectively, and also how to stop exposure from further exposures, right? So let's start about neurotoxins. I have already mentioned 2. There are thousands and thousands of other toxins that affects a child's body. I do not want to scare the poop out of you, okay? It's not my style. I do not do that. But I wanted you to learn this thing very normally. Let's normalize detoxification today, okay? Here's the thing. Let's say you gave your child bread and butter and something to go with it, okay? So when your child's body is trying to digest the bread, it cannot digest properly because there are lots of digestive errors in the gut, okay? Also, your child's body does not have the enough enzyme to digest those carbs. So what happens is that bread will turn into gluteomorphin, which will affect the nervous system. So what gluteomorphin will do is your child will behave like, drug addicts, okay? So if you compare your child's condition with that of substance abuser or somebody who is addicted, then you will understand there are lots of similarities between them, okay? So the reason why your child is aggressive, the reason why your child cannot sleep properly, the reason why your child has lots and lots of constipation, the reason why your child is having meltdown, all of those things are because the brain is not functioning properly. The brain, the nervous system is not getting the chemicals that it needs, the neurotransmitters that it needs to healthily function properly, okay? So apart from neurotoxins, I have talked about gut toxin, post-digestive toxins, and also the stored toxins, okay? So all of these toxins cumulatively adds up, right? With time, all of these toxins adds up. Let me know in the comment if you are, thank you so much, Zana, D-Z-A-N-A. I love your stream. They're always so helpful. Thank you so, so much. That's what we aim for. Okay, let me know in the comment, okay? Good morning, Lynn. Let me know in the comment what your questions are for detoxification. Let's say you want to ask me anything that it's coming to your mind as we are talking, okay? So yes, gluten-free bread is actually a lot better than gluten-based bread, but usually I talk about going grain-free, okay? So if you want to learn more about why you should go for grain-free, I have other trainings in the group as well in my YouTube. So you can check for them. I will link some of them in the notes as well. Okay. So what happens is when your child is eating something that their child's digestive system is not equipped fully, then that causes a lot of problems. For example, constipation, digestive disorders, reflux, acidity, or if sometimes even diarrhea happens. Okay. So all of these toxins cumulatively affects your child's nervous system, how it wires together, how it fires information, how it processes information, and all of those things. So usually I say it like this. Let's say your child's brain has a lot of fog. Okay. Let's talk about you. Okay. If you are wearing glass like me, and if you are in a steamy shower, what will happen? Or if you go outside in the snow, what will happen? Your eyes will fog off, right? So why does your eyes fog off? Because there is something in the air that is fogging this glass. Similarly, all of these neurotoxins, all of these gut toxins, they can actually travel back and forth. Okay, all of these toxins fogs your child's brain and nervous system. So when all of these toxins are fogging the brain and nervous system, the brain cannot see properly. The brain cannot understand properly, which is why if you ask your child to give you something, he will just look at you because he doesn't understand what you are telling him. He might have problem in speech, he might have problem in other areas and whatnot, but all of those things, what I'm saying, is really connected with each other. Okay, so detoxification is actually our third pillar, which we very rigorously work on. And another very important reason why you should focus first on detoxification is this. If your child is super picky eater, if your child is a picky eater or super picky eater or severely picky eater, and you are thinking of changing the diet and you are, really scared, here is the reason. Even if you learn 100 techniques, food activity, food play, giving your child different cuisine, going outside and feed him, all of these things won't really work. Why? Because your child's palate, the way how the child tastes food, is fogged up, is filled up with toxins. So what we do inside our program is we first attack on those toxins. We first attack on those systems which causes your child to have picky eating. Okay. So when you work on detoxification first, it will reduce some of the excess load so that the body can now start functioning okay. And then only you can really go forward with the diet change. Otherwise, what will happen is it will be like a constant struggle. Your child has a lot of sensitivity, food intolerance, sensory issues, and then you are trying to force him to feed. It's not going to work because his body is not being properly detoxifying. Okay? Because your child's body is not properly detoxifying those toxins, there is still buildup of toxins, and all of these toxins affects his taste as well. All of those toxins affect, just like his mood, sleep, and all of those things, it affects your child's taste bud as well, which is why your child is a picky eater. Make sense? So your child is a picky eater because of the toxins. So rather than changing food habit first, which is hard, going against the flow, it's much more effective to work on the detoxification first, so that the detoxification process can reduce the toxic load of your child's body. And when your child's body's toxic load goes down, then your child's taste comes back. Then your child's food preferences comes back. And then it becomes really easy for you to change the diet. I hope it makes sense. Okay, I hope it makes sense. So let me know if it makes sense. A lot of my students are also watching live. Thank you so much for being here. You guys can, share your experience on how your picky eater was able to overcome and doing all of those broth-based diets that we do, right? So share your experience as well so that others can learn from you as well as from me also. Okay, so next part that I want to talk about is how you can start the detoxification process, which